Will IBC come to the near blockchain? This news story hit the Twitter trends today, and of course, all the cosmonauts were talking about this. In today's episode, we will discuss what happened and, moreover, what will need to happen in order to make this possible to bring IBC to the near blockchain. So, yalla, let's go. Let's get this episode started.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go! So first of all, some context here, what happened precisely in the first place. Braindra, the CEO of Composable Finance, tweeted this today. He tweeted, co-founder of Near Protocol, signaling support for NEP, Cosmos IBC to Near soon. So Composable, by the way, is a project that aims to connect the whole crypto industry by different bridging technologies. And now the Near co-founder, Ilya Polushkin, signaled that he would support governance proposal that Composable brought up. But before really diving deeper into the conversation, let us first discuss very briefly what Near is. In case you don't know, Near is a blockchain that also uses proof of stake. So when staking Near tokens, you help secure the chain and get rewarded for it. And Near is also a very fast blockchain. They also have a so-called rainbow bridge. And with the rainbow bridge, the Near ecosystem gets exposure to the Ethereum ecosystem. And besides, Near is also EVM compatible because they support Aurora, and with Aurora, developers can deploy Solidity smart contracts on Near in a very easy way. And now let us have a closer look at this Medium blog post that was published by Composable Finance a couple of weeks ago. The Medium blog post's name is Bringing IBC to Near, Our Near, and Polkadot Bridge. And let's scroll down a little bit because here's where they talk specifically about IBC. Here, single transaction validation process. They basically describe what would need to happen in order to support IBC on Near. So they say currently the Near runtime allows a light client to validate transactions on chain singularly. However, following the IBC standards, there is a need to validate a set of transactions as a batch. Enabling this batching mechanism would allow verifying that a block's outcome group matches the block's header for each transaction and would result in a significantly less expensive proof verification process. And here again, our intent at Composable Finance is to streamline our cross-chain infrastructure to serve as a cost-effective approach to connecting different ecosystems and ensure usability to the end users. So again, Composable Finance aims to bring the whole crypto industry together by different cross-chain infrastructures. So Composable Finance is specialized on this. But in order to understand all of this, let us have a closer look at what light clients are all about. Also, again, very briefly. So what the hell are light clients? Light clients are very easy to understand. First of all, you need to know what a full node is. Full nodes are a crucial part of every blockchain. What they do is they store the whole transaction history of a blockchain. Therefore, they have to run 24/7. And as you can imagine, this requires a lot of resources and technical knowledge. And light clients, they do not store the whole transaction history. What they do is they use a full node as an intermediary to understand what the state of a blockchain is without storing the whole transaction history. And as you can see here, Braindra did a tweet before. He mentioned we are actively developing the expansion of IBC's trustless architecture to any chain with light client support to connect additional ecosystems like Near Protocol and in the future Polygon and Rollups, among others. So as you can see, light client support is necessary in order to bring IBC to a certain ecosystem, and Near Protocol has this light client support. So it's technically generally possible to bring IBC to Near. And now back to the Medium blog post. So again, they are currently working on Near and they want to bring IBC to Near. But in order to make this possible, there are some things that need to be done. And let us have a closer look at this phrase here. However, following the IBC standards, there's a need to validate a set of transactions as a batch. because as of now, currently the near runtime allows light clients to validate transactions on-chain singularly. So, and this is also very important to understand IBC in general, what IBC basically does is it validates a complete set of transactions as a batch instead of validating one transaction after another. And as you can imagine, this is also way more efficient to validate a whole set and a batch of transactions instead of validating one transaction after another. So this is how IBC works. And in order to bring IBC to near, we need this technology. So we need this batching technology on near to support IBC. And this is why this governance proposal was proposed by Composable. They made a governance proposal in order to kickstart the conversation to establish this batching technology in order to support IBC. So let's scroll a little bit down. And as you can see here, they mentioned once again IBC. They said the near spec contains a detailed section on proof verification. It is possible for a light client to validate whether a transaction or a receipt happened on chain. So again, it is possible, generally possible, to bring IBC to near. For our purposes of bridging Polkadot with near, following the IBC standard, we are requesting the ability to validate a set of transactions as a batch as opposed to the singular verification. So as you can see here in this governance proposal, they are proposing to establish this batching technology. This is, first of all, again, a way more efficient way to validate transactions. And besides, this is also how IBC could come to near. And then they ask, we would like to request an endpoint where a VEC is passed and an adapted version of light client execution proof response is returned, where we can still verify that a block outcome route matches the block header. So I'm not a techie guy or a developer, but what they basically ask here is that they need to set up an endpoint on near to make this batching technology on near possible. So this governance proposal is all about adding this batching technology to near, and therefore they need to establish an endpoint. With that in mind, let us talk once again about the co-founder of Near, Ilya. He mentioned on Reddit there are 2 points here, the specific functions to verify signatures. There's a proposal to make such a host function to reduce their cost, and I would support that proposal. And he is talking about the proposal that we just focused on. So he says, I am in favor of that because of this batching mechanism, because this batching technology is generally more efficient. And if we establish this batching mechanism on near, then we can also ship IBC to near. So he basically signaled here, yes, I'm in favor of that. And in a nutshell, this means if this governance proposal goes through, then everything is prepared in order to bring IBC to near. And to wrap everything up a little bit, also Blasinho, a member of the Composable Finance team, he mentioned on Twitter, in collaboration with Near's core team, we have identified these challenges. Together, we have formulated a solution that will achieve the trifecta unification of the Cosmos, Zamar, and Near ecosystem. So the ball is rolling. Everything is about to get prepared in order to bring IBC to Near. So in a nutshell, the Near co-founder Ilya signaled that he is willing to support the governance proposal that is right now live on Near. And if this governance proposal passes, then it would be possible to bring IBC to Near. But first of all, again, we have to establish this batching technology on Near, and besides, we have to set an endpoint. But if this is done, then IBC could come to Near. And of course, this would be super massive because Near is a very large ecosystem worth billions of dollars, and having such an ecosystem in the interchain would be absolutely massive. Also, big shout out to the Composable team for working so hard and to develop the interchain more and more and more. So thank you so much for making all of this possible. And if you like this kind of content, please go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel and give this video a like. This triggers the YouTube algorithm and leads to an atom pump on the other hand. And with that being said, guys, I hope I will see you the next time.
I mean, the Terra ecosystem was largely made up of Anchor, actually. I remember actually not many weeks before the collapse, I saw someone mention how flourishing it was, how there was so much stuff going on. And I went to the ecosystem page to click through the projects. And I mean, Anchor was the beast, right? It was holding, I don't know, 14 billion USD. And then the next protocol, I don't remember, Mars or Mirror, it was vastly smaller. Like there was, I mean, significant TVL in it for sure, but compared to Anchor, it was nothing. So like you could almost say that Terra was Anchor.